Hey, what's going on everyone? This is your boy Xeno Martinez here, back again with another video. Now, it's been a little over a year since the last Shinobi Striker Reimagined video, but as a second entry to the series, I had to cover my girl Sakura because Shinobi Striker did her dirty. As the first DLC for Season 4, her announcement ultimately foreshadowed how mid she was going to be. If you don't remember, our girl literally got overshadowed by the announcement of Kawaki as the ATK DLC for the season. A mistake, I might add, that the devs did not repeat with the introduction of 6-Pass Madara Uchiha DLC for Season 5. Now, I don't know if this was just for the ATK mains cash grab, or if they knew that Sakura alone as an incomplete DLC wasn't going to cut it. Either way, it was problematic. And we are here to do our girl justice. I'm sure that you're wondering why I am saying we instead of me, and that's because I got my day ones collaborating with me on this video. That's right. Maxi Scouts and I worked on this War Arc Sakura video together, and if you don't know who they are, then clearly you haven't been watching my streams because they have been holding me accountable for nearly a year and patiently waiting for a follow-up video on the Shinobi Striker Reimagined series. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first jutsu in the lineup is Flower Cannon, which is one of the original jutsus in the DLC. Unfortunately, the devs just got it all wrong and made a jutsu that had meta changing potential. Absolute garbage. So we're here to change that. In its revived description, Flower Cannon is a jutsu that grants the user and the allies a chakra of 100 ninjas. It increases the team's ninjutsu attack power and ninjutsu resistance while reducing ninjutsu cooldown time. It also recovers the health of all allies within range upon activation and charges the team's secret gauge technique for a period of time. One of the biggest issues players have with Flower Cannon in its original form is its range. If you don't know, Flower Cannon's buff to ninjutsu damage is insane, and when combined with Shikashoro, Majestic, and the Black Rain outfit, it can literally one-shot any class in Shinobi Striker. The primary reason that it's not meta though is because the range is too small. So we decided to change that. We provided Flower Cannon with the range of super lightweighted, making it more usable in online game modes. In addition, the ninjutsu does not only provide a heal to the user, but rather the entire team, leading to all members within range to receive about 30% of health recovery. The ninjutsu's buff will also be provided to the user, meaning that for a total of 8 seconds, the entire team will have their ninjutsu damage reduced, ninjutsu cooldown increased, and secret gauge technique charged. The charge will provide all members with a 5% increase to their secret gauge technique, acting as an improved super lightweighted jutsu. The second ninjutsu for the revived DLC is Katsuyu Immense Healing Network, which is a jutsu where the user summons Katsuyu, who then divides its body into smaller clones and attaches to both the user and their allies. While attached, Katsuyu transfers the user's medical chakra to the team, removing all status ailments upon activation, and for a period of time provides heals and boosts to defense, attack power, and movement speed. An additional input allows Katsuyu to encapsulate the team into the clones' bodies, protecting them from all incoming attacks. What's not mentioned in the formal description is that this ninjutsu is map-wide, meaning that regardless to where the user is, Katsuyu will travel to their allies. To use this technique though, the user will need to be on the ground to activate it. Upon activation, this jutsu will last a total of 15 seconds. During this time, the user can input the secondary activation to protect their allies from ninjutsu as well as secret techniques. Now, before y'all start coming for me, I would like to remind everyone that Katsuyu's genetic and physical makeup make it resistant to damage. The most notable depiction of this was seen in the anime during Pain's Assault, where Tsunade used Katsuyu to encapsulate the villagers of Konoha into its clones' bodies and ultimately protected them from Pain Shira Tensei, a technique that destroyed the village but could not kill its inhabitants. Last up on the list is the secret technique 100 Healings. In its original form, 100 Healings is by far one of the worst and most disappointing ninjutsus to ever be introduced to the healer class. Its inability to consistently one-shot enemies or provide users with sufficient heals and survivability is embarrassing. Its second activation's range is literally on par with that of Heavenly Foot of Pain, which is really disappointing given how OP it was in the anime. So y'all already know that we had to do our girl some justice, and in its revised description, 100 Healings is a jutsu where the user shrouds themselves in 100 Healings chakra, refilling their health over time. This ninjutsu also increases the user's attack power, attack tracking, and movement speed. It also heals all allies while active and removes status ailments upon activation. An additional input activates Cherry Blossom Impact and blows all enemies away that are within range. One of my biggest issues with 100 Healings in its original form is that you can literally be attacked while activating it, and one-shotted coming out of the technique's animation. Unlike Kurama Link Mode or even Night Guy, healers have no invincibility frames to protect them while in the technique's transformation animation. Therefore, that is one of the first things that we addressed with this revised technique. In addition, healers upon activation will also be healed to full health, resulting in more survivability. We also added that the technique will last a total of 30 seconds, making it on par with both, once again, Kurama Link Mode and Night Guy, as it originally should have been. Spicing it up even more, this technique upon activation comes with 2 additional ninjutsus. The first jutsu available to users when shrouded in 100 Healings chakra is the Solid Gold Fist. In its description, it is a jutsu where the user focuses chakra into their fist and launches towards an opponent. Those hit by this jutsu receive damage and are sent flying. In addition, those struck receive a debuff to their ninjutsu cooldown time, defense, and attack power, as well as attack tracking and movement speed. What's not mentioned in the formal description is that this ninjutsu has Hazan-like tracking. Forced to activate this jutsu while on the ground, users will use their speed to rush towards their opponents and jump in the air if needed to catch any enemies attempting to flee from their assault. The second ninjutsu available to users in 100 Healings is Cherry Blossom Burst, which is a jutsu where the user delivers a chakra enhanced punch to the ground, unleashing a wave of chakra that tears through the ground as the impact travels across the field. All enemies caught in the range of this ninjutsu are flung in the air, receive damage, and have their substitution stock reset. For both of these ninjutsus, there is no cooldown time, as users are able to continuously use these techniques while 100 Healings is active. Admittedly, there are only 2 ways that this technique can be deactivated. One is that the user is killed while the secret technique is active, and 2, that the user uses the secret technique's second activation, Cherry Blossom Impact. The reason that we chose to name the second activation Cherry Blossom Impact and not Hurricane is because, unlike the game's current version, this jutsu range will be on par with that of Heavenly Conceal. In truth, the technique's range should be larger because in the anime, Sakura literally destroyed the entire battlefield with one punch. But then again, Madara also summoned a comet to the battlefield and nearly destroyed the entire allied forces in one go. So we'll stick to the range provided to his secret technique. In addition, unlike the current version of the technique, healers will not be able to be killed out of the animation because it will include invincibility frames like, once again, Kurama Link Mode and Night Guy. To add more punishment to our enemies, any opponents caught in the range of this ninjutsu will be one-shotted whether they are on the ground or in the air. Well, y'all, that is it for today's video and our thoughts on what War Arc Sakura should have been. Now, before I head out, I once again want to give a huge thank you to Maxi and Scouts for not only collaborating with me on this video, but also for holding me accountable for the last year and some change, and finally having me release this Shinobi Striker Reimagined video. This was definitely a lot of work, a lot of thought put into this. So please let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, y'all, it's hard out here, but your boy wouldn't know. Period.